All right, everyone, welcome back to Lakers Latest. I hope you guys have had a good day. I hope you guys have had a good Tuesday so far. A lot to discuss. First of all, let me coming to you from Studio City, where it is about 87 and sunny. I thought we were done with the heat, but I was wrong. Next 3 days in LA are going to be a little bit over 90 each day, I believe. I'm still getting used to that as someone who grew up on the East Coast. This is what about October 28th, where I grew up. It's probably 30 or 40 degrees, so it's still something getting used to. I'm not complaining though. Who doesn't love hot weather? I hope it stays as long as it can before it gets a little chilly. Which again, I don't really think it ever gets chilly in LA, at least compared to what I grew up with. But yeah, I hope everyone had a good day so far. Before I get into basketball, I just have to talk about the Dodger game. I'm so happy it ended when it did because like I had like one peak 2 innings left in me. Like I could like feel my eyes starting to shudder. I also remember watching the 2018 World Series game that went 18 innings as well, and also won the walk-off homer by Muncy, though not Freddie Freeman. That was just crazy. It just seemed like the Dodgers had so many chances and they just couldn't finish. So thank God Freddie got it done. But yeah, I mean that is. I will say we're about. I'll get into the Lakers, but I just love postseason baseball, and I do think the Ghost Runner is actually a good call in the regular season. But I love postseason baseball because that doesn't happen in any other sport. Like yeah, maybe you have overtime in the NBA and peak 2 overtimes maybe, but it's not that much. I mean, they just played an entire game. They played 2 games, 2 9-inning games. That's crazy. It's insane. You don't see anything like it. It's one of the reasons why baseball postseason is just incredible. I still think Stanley Cup playoffs is the best personally. But yeah, just wanted to shout out Dodgers. Way to get it done, up 2-1, and really get a stranglehold on the series if they win tonight. So shout out Dodgers. Um, but yeah, let's get into it. Lakers played the Trailblazers last night, and even without Luka and without LeBron, you kind of look at the Blazers and be like, well, they kind of stink. And they are better than they have been previously. They got Drew Holiday, they got some other additions, but you kind of weren't looking at it as a loss even without them, especially after the way Reeves has been playing. But yeah, they didn't play good D, didn't play well. Marcus Smart was out. It just wasn't that good of a game, especially defensively. They did not play well at all. A bunch of the guys played pretty decent offensively, but again, when you're not giving that defensive effort, especially against a bad team like the Blazers, it's not really going to end up being a good night for you. And I don't know. I feel like the Lakers. It's kind of like I said, every game counts, especially in the West. Like in the East, there's a gap, right? Like you have the Knicks, you have the Cavs, and then there's like a gap. You know what I mean? Like even in that gap, like the teams are evenly distributed, but it's not like the West where like the AC could have like 50 wins. You know what I mean? And every game in the West counts when you're like it could be the end of the season and the 7 seed and the 2 seed could be like only 3 games apart. You know what I mean? So all these games count. I know it's the beginning of the season, and obviously it's like, oh, we can deal with losses, but especially when you're playing poor teams, you want to put forth your best effort. All these games count. And yeah, it was just I think it was just a disappointing defensive effort from the Lakers. You score 108 points versus the Trailblazers, you should be able to win that game, even without your 2 best players out. So I think it was just a little lackadaisical. The offense played well enough. But yeah, look, when you play these poor teams, you got to find ways to win, even if it's not easy, even if you're missing your top guys. You got to remember who you're playing. You got to remember who you are. So yeah, this is a disappointing loss. Sets the Lakers to 2-2. Not the end of the world, but again, every game matters. They got to try and squeeze all the talent and energy they can, especially with Luka and LeBron out. So disappointing game. Um, excuse me, but not the end of the world. But hopefully they can bounce back in their next game. We'll say Austin Reeves. Ooh, hiccup. Yet again was phenomenal. He was all over the place, filled up the stat sheet again. Didn't have as many assists as he has been getting, but that's just going to happen some nights. At the end of the day, we do got to remember he's not, Chris Paul. Sometimes he could have 9 assists, sometimes he could have 4 or 5. Um, but yeah, the numbers again. You look at the numbers, especially if you didn't watch the game. 13 of 22 from the field, 3 of 8 from 3, 12 of 14 from the line, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 41 points. Austin Reeves is averaging like 34, 9, and 7 so far in the season, which is crazy. I mean, again, I expected Austin Reeves to up his game, to bring his game to another level. I didn't expect it to come to this level. The level of play they're getting right now from Reeves is spectacular. Obviously, again, I've brought up his defensive issues before. He's not the best defender, and you have to find ways to mitigate his defense, which is going to be more difficult, especially when you don't have a guy like Marcus Smart out there like he was missed like the game last night. But yeah, again, Reeves just continues to show that he's that guy. Like, continues to show the Lakers, to show the rest of the NBA, like, I am that guy. I can be a number 2 to Luka. Like, people came in the season questioning. I even heard someone say, I can't remember who it was, but that Reeves isn't even a good enough third option if you're going to win the title. I'm like, that's just crazy, dude. The dude's dominating as a number 1 option. He was crushing it. In the games that he was playing next to Luka. Like, the insinuation that he's not a good enough third option is just absolutely outrageous. So I just love to see him keep just shoving in the haters' faces, keep showing that, yeah, my game has elevated to a level that you never thought it would. Right now, he's going to go down as one of the best undrafted players ever. Fred VanVleet might lead the pack in that right now, especially because he's obviously won a championship. But Reeves just continues to play amazing basketball and continues to show you night in and night out, this guy's a great player and this guy should be a part of the future of the Los Angeles Lakers, whether that be a 30, 35 million. I mean, every game he goes, that money just keeps going up. I never imagined he would have had a start like this. Even if Luke and LeBron did go out, I didn't think he was capable of 51, 41 on every night. So you have to give Reeves credit. He's been unbelievable, and yeah, hopefully he keeps up that really good play. Again, we don't know specifically when LeBron's coming back. Luka, the hope would be that it's a week, but I would have a feeling it might be an additional week. But yeah, we'll see what happens. What we do know is that Austin Reeves continues to crush it. So another very encouraging game last night was from Dalton Connect. The numbers don't jump off the page. 5 of 13 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3, 4 of 4 from the line. But he ended up with 16 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals. It was nice to see Dalton Connect get involved. I said it time and time again. He needs to be a piece of this rotation. If he is not a piece of this rotation and he's not playing well enough to be a part of the rotation, that's a huge problem. Remember what he did last year before all the Mark Williams non-trade stuff happened, when he was in December and he was hitting the 7, 8 threes and he had that 37 versus Jazz. This guy is an NBA player, and we need to get him comfortable again. We need to get him in his groove again, because he's an NBA player and he can score. He can do more than just catch and shoot threes. Like, I've seen it at Tennessee. We saw it with the Lakers last year. Like, he has that ability. But if the Lakers are going to reach their peak, like, he's going to need to be a part of the rotation. They don't have some guy, Brownie's not going to come in, step in, be a great part of the rotation. It's not going to happen. He's a great kid. But it's just not going to happen. So they need to continue to get efforts like they did from Connect last night. Again, I'm not saying he needs to score 16 points every game, but he can't have games where it's like 15 points, 0 of 3 from the field, 2 points. Like, he's got to consistently, and this is also on JJ, he's got to find Connect to get in spots. He's got to get him 3-point opportunities. I would get him mid-range opportunities. This kid is a talented player. He's a talented scorer. We saw it again last night, and we know what he's capable of at the end of the day. So I love to see that from Connect. I love to see, obviously, he struggled in preseason, struggled in summer league, but again, I don't care what you do in summer league. To me, summer league's irrelevant. I It's what you do in training camp, what you do in real games, and it's just encouraging to see Connect bounce back, especially after such a slow start to the season, slow preseason. So I hope he can continue this momentum moving forward. They're going to need it, especially until Luka and LeBron are back. They're going to need more from him. And yeah, it was just finally an encouraging game from him. Hopefully, some hope for the future that he can be a part of that rotation and really contribute. Another guy who I thought played pretty solid was Jared Vanderbilt. He was 6 of 11 from the field, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 16 points. again, Vando, he's not a guy that you're like, hey, I'm expecting you to drop 16 points every game. Like, I'd be surprised if he even gets in double digits that much. His impact is going to be defensively, rebounding. I believe he had 4 offensive rebounds. Um, Good passer, good defender. And yeah, he hadn't done too much yet, so it was good to just be reminded, like, hey, this guy is a very talented player. He's still pretty young. He's going to be a part of the rotation. You're going to need that defense from him. You're going to need that rebounding from him. But yeah, if he gives you a little bit more while Luka and LeBron are out, that would be great. But I'm not going to expect it. But yeah, 16 and 8, like I'll take that from Vando every day of the week. So encouraging games from him, encouraging games from Connect, but the defense needs to be way, way, way better. And they got to find ways to get other guys involved. Rui had a good game too, 6 of 12, 2 of 5 from 3, 16 points. But they got to find ways to get more from their bench, and Connect is a start, so that's good. But yeah, hopefully they'll play better games, especially more defensive effort next game, so it'll be a little bit better. But yeah, that's all I got for you today, guys. The Dodgers game's about to start, so go Dodgers. Hopefully they take the lead. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time.